7 Spanish angels took another angel home.
Hey, I'm Willie Nelson, and you're watching HempRock TV on your local public access station.
You were required to grow hell. Can you imagine such a love? Let's reenact that love again. George Washington, founder of the USA. He was a hemp farmer. Yep, George, he rolled that way. Thomas Jefferson, the founder of the USA, was also a hemp farmer. It was okay back in the day. It used to be a law. You were required to grow hemp. Can you imagine such a law? Let's reenact that law again. George Washington was a patriot. George Washington was a pot patriot. Thomas Jefferson was a patriot. Thomas Jefferson was a pot patriot. Benjamin Franklin owned a mill that made hemp paper.
And one of the most important things to remember is hemp rock, ladies and gentlemen. Without hemp rock, all of this would not be possible. Hemp rock is seriously on the move now, not only with events like this, but hemp rock is now back on the radio in Cincinnati.
On WVQC, you can pick it up on the web every Monday and Tuesday from, 12 to 1? I do believe so.
I think so. We're high. We'll find out that detail.
Now we're going to bring up a guy who kind of kicks off the ceremony every year for those newcomers here. Cincy Bud Kid's going to come up here and show a little bit of his creative writings just for you. So give him an ear and spark up that weed for Jack.
I am the Cincy Bud Kid. This is called Howard's Big City Night. Hope y'all can hear me. Meet me at 8 was the call, and the place to be was not the mall. I was driving, still caught the buzz. My mind crying, still lost in past loves. Another night I probably thought of all. Cruising, for the train station be the scene. Looking around for my brother got the green. No one there. Went home to take a piss. No time to care. I'm holding better weed than his. Another night the music was the only cool thing. It was a little short. Complications compound, yet cannabis can comfort, and if needs be, confuse the competition to change or convince the need for compromise. Coexist, we don't want to conform, just as they only want control. I only want you to fill the bowl. 5 hits in and I was ready to begin. Coffee, anyone? Because this shit is just a hint. Was gonna write about cats, but this seemed a better fit. You guys might like this a little bit better. This is about kind bud. Anybody lucky enough out there to smoke kind bud, or as they call it these days, kush? Lost 2 roaches last night. Today I found 2 more. Smoking buds lately I ain't ever seen before. The drive home used to straighten me up, but damn sure not this time. Sure glad we got a 20, but they wouldn't even sell dimes. Quality Maximus. This Sensimilia was better than fair. Smell all across the room without even a string of smoke in the air. Lightening up my eyes before they even get a chance to dim. Only takes 1 bowl or even a joint so slim. Now look out, ashtrays, I'm about to rob you blind. Pack the resonated ones together, slack back and blow my mind. Maybe that's why they call it the kind. No chance to weary or worry. No matter how many hours you spend looking, after searching's in, you'll feel mighty fine. I'm the Cincy Bud Kid, thanks for listening.
Give it up to the Cincy Bud Kid. I'm looking out here and I don't see too many people smoking. You all better start smoking or we're going to have to kick you out. I'm sorry, you know. We do have our standards. So for those of you that are smoking, are you ready to hear some good music? All right, well, listen up and put it together for the Sock Monkeys.
I don't think you guys heard what he said. What he said was, put your hands together for the Sock Monkeys. Oh, there you are. High but reliable. I like it. You know what's awesome is when like after months and months and months, your drummer's like, hey, check this out. Remember that? And he gives me this, and in it is my long-lost one-hitter. Love my drummer. Thank you, brother. We are the Sock Monkeys. We're here to provide tunes for your ears. Hopefully it'll sound good. The higher you get, the better we sound.
It's usually how it works.
Yeah. So, and we're off. Feel free to sing along if you know the words. Never was around, but she grew up tall. She grew up right with an Indiana boys on an Indiana night. chemicals, and mama, I'm sure the head and that's right. Sure, we proud of the world, and I'm a man with experience. I know you got another man, but I can love you better than him. Take my hand, but don't be afraid of the truth, whether what I say. I'm advertising local free, so you can place your melody. When they come along and talk about the touch, that ain't nothing but a joke for us. Ain't gonna thing, let me light your chemicals, and mama, I'm sure how to hypnotize you. Chemicals and mama, I'm sure I recognize her right. Oh yeah, I'm hard. Your chemicals and mama, I'm sure hard to recognize her right. Oh yeah, and I'm hard to recognize. Oh yeah, baby, come on down, baby, baby, oh, come on down, gotta have it, ooh, I gotta have it. Joints at night, I smoke 2 joints in the afternoon, makes me feel alright. I smoke 2 joints in time of peace and 2 in time of war. I smoke 2 joints before I smoke 2 joints, then I smoke 2 more. Till the day she died, people picked me up so easy. Will you ever caught slipping? Hell yeah, daddy, you once told me, son, you be hard working man. Mama, she once told me, son, you do the best you can. And then one day, I met a man who came to me and said, yeah, hard work good and hard work fine, but first take care of him. a good one. That one was about hash pipe. That's what that song was about. That's what that song was about. Yeah? You might recognize this one. Some of you. It's really easy. It's really easy. Loving is what I got. What I got. I don't cry when my dog runs away. I don't get angry at the bills I have to pay. will let me out of my cage. Now time for me is nothing cause I'm counting away. No, I couldn't be there. No, you shouldn't be scared. I'm good at repairs and I'm on the pitch that is tangible. That you didn't think so I command you to. Panoramic view, look out there, all manageable. Pick and choose, sit and lose all you different crews. Chicks and dudes, who you think is really keeping tuned? Picture you getting down with the picture too. Like you look confused. You think it's fictional, mystical, maybe spiritual. Hearing who appears to you to think of you and you're too crazy. Life is the basic definition for what life is. But for you, because I put you on that hype shit. Like it, unspoken, righteous with one token. Psychic, I'm those possess you with one hope. Let the loving, let the loving. Let the loving, let the loving. Let the loving, let the loving come back to me. Let the loving, let the loving. Let the loving, let the loving. Let the loving, let the loving come back to me. The essence, the basics, without it you make it. Allow me to make this child like an angel rhythm. You have it or you don't, that's a fallacy, I'll pick it. Every sprouted tree, every child breeze, every gladys see. You see with your eye, you see destruction in the mind, corruption in disguise, from the broken into blood. Now I'm something to your life, with beat up, not as muscle, but percussion in your life. He is a guy, y'all can see me now, cause you don't see with your eye. You perceive with your mind, and that's the inner. So I'ma stick around with beat up, man, mentor. Plus a few rounds a month, because remember what the thought is. I brought all this so you can survive. When law is lawless, feeling sensations that you thought was dead. No squealing, remember that it's all in your head. And now, let the loving, let the loving. Let the loving, let the loving. Let the loving, let the loving come back to me. I want you to do the scratchy thing again. Let the loving, let the loving. Let the loving, let the loving. Let the loving, let the loving come back to me. Sing the chorus with me, everybody. Loving is what I got. I said remember that. Loving is what I got. Ooh, remember that. Loving is what I got. Remember that. Loving is what I got, and I got, and I got, and I got my loving is what I got. Loving is what I got. Ooh, remember that. Loving is what I got. Check it out. Loving is what I got. My earth. All right. Wake up. Hell yeah. You guys want to like stand up and stretch and like do a little calisthenics for the rest of the set so that you will remember that we are awesome. Light up the style as my ego becomes a funky child with some words on my tongue. Be like in, take a breath to my mouth. Excuse me while I scatter my spit. I'm treating with you. Have you ever made out the dog on face? Display the kiss that made you take a say. Play the track from your record collection. It sure makes me congratulations. Change around and dance so strong. Know that we have always been down. Nick over here on the guitar for hooking us up tonight. He is substitute guitar player, and he's it up, rocking it out. You're badass.
Awesome.
Our normal guitar player couldn't make it, so he came in last minute, and he's awesome. He's holding it together. Good work. I got B-Dub on the drums back here. My name is Kara Michelle. We got bass chick McAwesome over here. We got some badass bands coming up after this, and last song, kids, last song. We are the Sock Monkeys. Thank you for entertaining us. S'il vous plaît. Hey, listen, I just want to say real quick. I know it's really easy to, be a pothead and smoke and think it's fun. And it's really fun to come to events like this, but when people are speaking up here and they're talking about bills and shit that we need to be doing, getting off of our lazy asses and doing something, we could have marijuana legal. And if everybody that gives a shit would do what they need to do and call their congressman about the bills and do something about it and stand up for this, we can change this. 14 states have decriminalized. It's on its way. A movement is in order. Do your part, please. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, get those hands together again for the Sock Monkeys. That was amazingly entertaining. And you know the best thing that I heard her say right there was she said being a pothead and smoking weed is easy. Damn right it is. Damn right it is. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to welcome you all. For those of you who have just joined us, it's the last time you saw our smiling faces. The faces of radio here. Let me tell you.
One face of radio.
You're a former radio face. Same thing, only different. Anyway, we are here for the 2010 HempFest. This is the kickoff party to tomorrow's political event that will be taking place at the Hamilton County Courthouse from 3 to 6 p.m. A variety of things will be going on down there that we will tell you about a little bit later in this entourage of information.
One thing I do want to tell you about, though, that is going to be happening tomorrow, and you might have to prepare for it. There are going to be contests. There will be a costume contest and sign contest. So if you feel like winning some prizes tomorrow at the courthouse, bring your signs and wear your costumes.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Doc Diablo. I broadcast on the internet every day, noon to 5 p.m., playing good rock and roll, talking about weed, stuff like that.
We want to thank you all for coming out here today. We also want to thank the Happy Hemptress over there. Put your hands together for the Happy Hemptress. HempRock Radio. You can go to WVQC.com every Monday and Tuesday from 1 to 2 and listen to some HempRock Radio. There's the Pottsberry Bakery. Pottsberry Dope Boy gives you tips on good marijuana baked goods. And then there's a lot of news that the Hemptress will give you about what's going on with the legalization fight out of all of us. And of course, speaking of the Pottsberry Bakery, if you do get hungry, make sure to go over here and give our Pottsberry Dope Boy a visit and get a hamburger, a cheeseburger, or a hot dog, or some baked hemp goods, and all kinds of goodies. So get on over there. We also want to thank Hustler. They were very generous in making a very nice pledge to the Happy Hemptress to put this all on today. And they made some donations as far as some of the door prizes. And we also want to thank Hemptations over in O'Brienville. If you're in O'Brienville, you need a pipe, get on over to Hemptations and give Beach a visit.
Got a lot of great entertainment on the way still. You just heard the Sock Monkeys. Coming up in a few moments, you're going to be hearing Only by Torchlight. After that, Open Mind Productions. After that, you're going to hear Wendy Oakley and the Posse. And Senior Bull, who's being modest, will be playing along with the band tonight. Also, out back here, as soon as it gets a little darker and we get a little higher, I don't know how to say this, Incendium. Is it Incendium? That's right, is it not? Incendium Arts Fire Troupe. They're going to be out there twirling the weird stuff that's going to trip you out when you're high.
If you're
Y'all seen that.
If you're lucky enough to have mushrooms, good trails.
Also, we got some more poetry coming up from the Cincy Bud Kid in a little while. Also, Rich Spirit in the Heart of Mine. He's doing going to be out there doing the drum circle with the people swinging the fire. It's going to be like, man, if you've got some really good bud on you, it's a really good time out there. Trust me. I've been at many of these fires with really high. It's a good time. It's
We
awesome.
also want to remind you to spark it up for Jack Hare. May he rest in peace. Today's events and tomorrow's events are all dedicated in his memory. And so definitely get out a good bud, put it in your glass bowl or roll it up and spark it up for Jack Hare. We'll miss you, Jack.
We'd be remiss if we didn't thank Ron Schmidt and the good folks here at the Riverfront West Sports Pavilion who allow us to have such a good event. Be an open-minded individual and not be an uptight jerk like a lot of people in this area are.
As a matter of fact, I think the owner is running around here for this wonderful complex. Why don't we all give him a hand here? Put your hands together. He's letting us come out here. He knows what we're doing, and he couldn't care less. He's just happy to see us all having a good time. And I've talked to him a few times, and he said that this is actually one of the most peaceful and most fun events that he has here all year. So it's a great thing, Riverfront West.
Also would like to encourage everybody to ensure that you're checking out the vendors, see what they got for sale, the pipes, all the things that are going on. As obviously Senior Bull mentioned about the food, because hey, what would a pod event be without food? Kind of goes hand in hand, you know, you can't do anything about it. It's undeniable, weed and food, man. That's what they should do. I don't know if they're that way in California, but as soon as we try to legalize weed here in Cincinnati, in this area, we should just make it so that there's like a weed dispensary, a restaurant. Weed dispensary, another restaurant.
This next guy that we have coming up here has got a few things to say to you. I'm sure you'll want to hear what he has to say. Very informative guy. I've known him for quite a few years, and he knows just how to push people's buttons. Right here, introducing Mr. Colonel Cannabis, Gary Sweeney. Come on up here, Gary. Put your hands together and give a listen for Gary Sweeney, Mr. Colonel Cannabis.
Thank you, Senior Bull and Doc. How you guys doing tonight? My name is Colonel Cannabis with the Reefer Rangers of the Marijuana Militia. We've been aligned with HempRock for an extremely long amount of time. I personally have been doing this active and official for 21 years. Stop and think about that, folks. What were you doing 21 years ago? Because 21 years ago, my activism led me to get on the ballot and run for office. And the first time I ran for office was at Cincinnati City Council, and one of the first things I wanted to do was to legalize marijuana. It was an excellent idea 21 years ago. It is now a necessity in the 21st century now. And unfortunately, it's probably why it's going to be legal, not all the good reasons, is because all the governments are so broke they're going to use anything to raise their coffers. But that's okay. We got the Tea Party movement, and matter of fact, if you're listening to WLW about a week or two ago, they had the Tea Party people on with Scott Sloan, and I called in on the hotline, and they were talking about, you know, that the Tea Party is only a one-party, one-issue type thing, kind of like the NRA. They only do a one issue, but most of them were very open to the idea, and certainly they didn't want the government telling them what to do in their lives. So they're very open to that. So we need to look out and reach out to people like that. So when you go to a tea rally, if you go to a Tea Party rally or an anti-tax rally, wear a shirt that says, "Tax me, I smoke pot." I mean, think about it, the insanity of it. We're looking for people to tax, and we've got people around us right now that would be gladly pay a couple bucks to the government so we don't wind up in jail because we want to smoke pot. You got people who want to help the society. Jack Herrera, you heard it, did recently pass away. He was one of the guys who really jump-started the whole modern legalization movement. About 20-something years ago, before I ran for office, I was a pot activist, which really meant just running around the college campuses getting stoned and stuff like that. But he started and helped fund what was called the hemp tours, and they would go from town to town and hook up with local activists. And then you had an instant pot rally. And we started in downtown Cincinnati and in Miami and campuses and around the town. So we've been doing this active here. I've been doing this for 21 years. 21 years, folks. You know, even in my most stoned, deranged state, I didn't think it was going to take this long that we'd still be fighting to get weed and to keep putting people in jail. It's fucking insane, okay? But look how far we've went. You know, 21 years ago, Mike McConnell and Bill Cunningham and those people, they said, you know, there's never going to be anybody that's going to, you know, want to buy clothes or, you know, there's never going to be a legitimate market. The legitimate market for hemp and marijuana is over $2 billion and rising every single day and every single week, every single month. It's one of the few growth industries, literally, in this recession. The insanity of not allowing our farmers to participate fully in this is crazy. But what you can do is get a hold of your representatives, and the best way to do that is get a hold of us through HempRock.com. That's HempRock, HempRock.com, 684-HEMP, that's 684-HEMP, and you get a hold of the Happy Hemptress. Anybody that runs afoul of the law, we have some of the best lawyers and stuff here. But I said Jack Herrera is the reason that I got active in this particular field, not just the libertarian stuff, but very, very active in legalization, because I think it gives the best example of the insanity and how ludicrous the government powers have gotten. You know, the laws against marijuana is the perfect example of a government bureaucracy run amok. That the government says that they can regulate, not only regulate, but ban, prohibit what you can grow in your backyard and what you can smoke or eat. You know, I carry my joints around, if I can find them, short-term memory loss, in an antique match case here. This was put out before Prohibition. This was put out by the United Brewery Workers. And it says here, ask your support against Prohibition, as it is detrimental to us all. Prohibition. That great experiment gave us organized crime. It's because drive-bys are not done by some crack dealer downtown. It was done by guys named Bugsy Malone and, you know, people like that back in the 20s and 30s dealing alcohol, okay, with Tommy guns. You know, and that's the insanity. You know, 21 years ago when I ran for office, if we actually had enough people that went out and voted, you know, and if people would have listened, we'd probably been a lot better off. But just think of how far we would have came if 21 years ago, 21 years. Half you people probably weren't even alive, you know, or just so young that you don't even remember. Not you, Doc, you're so fucking old, you know. There's dirt that's younger than you. I'm not talking about the volcanic shit. I'm talking about that old shit. So. But anyway, what you need to do is, you know, in this day and age, man, is, I'm glad you're all here, but you do need to contact your representatives and call the radio shows. I mean, you know, the radio shows, talk shows, like I said, I was amazed when I called in. Everybody was acting like it was legal, man. I had to remind people it was still illegal, and if you wanted to celebrate it while it's illegal, come on down to the courthouse tomorrow. As I said on the radio, you know, we've been doing this for so long, they don't bother us. I mean, we used to have, you know, really big protests and spend a lot of money doing this public, and then we figured it's much better to do parties like this, where we can come out with a bunch of our friends and get really stoned, smoke some really good dope, and not even be bothered, plus we don't have to worry about the weather. So, but tomorrow, man, it is the activism part, man, so 3 o'clock at the courthouse. There's nothing like, I mean, you know, you want to send a big fucking you to the government. You know, I'm not hiding this shit. I do it out front, live, in person, proud, in the sunlight of day, man. I don't go creeping around in the fucking shadows like some fucking rat. The rats are the fucking government bastards, and they're out there sitting on the side of the roads. I'm gonna pull you over every time you light up a joint. Every time that hits your lips, brother, sister. That's a celebration, because that's one joint that didn't get stopped at the roadblock. That's one joint that didn't get dug up out in the fields. That's one joint that didn't get stopped at any bust of a dealer. That is a liberation. That is freedom. That is what it's all about. Right here. Every time, man, it's freedom.
And that's one damn good joint, too.
And it's even better, you do this on the courthouse. On the courthouse. Last year, you could watch this on the news. Watch this on not on the news didn't show up, but on HempRock TV, the Cincinnati cops showed up. They flipped that, you can hear them, but they're smoking marijuana. There's a 2-foot marijuana cigarette. It was more like 2.5 feet. It took hours to roll. And the palatial palace of HempRock Productions to get that sucker. But they were dumbfounded. They got more reinforcements, and basically you can hear them on the radios. It's they do this every year, and just don't worry about it. They'll be okay. The cops were beside themselves, man. They could tell a few of them were new rookies. They were out there. They wanted to. These crazy people, these cops, man. They really think they're saving lives. They really think that. If you stop me from smoking this, that somehow they're going to save some kid in Idaho from setting a car on fire or some delusional shit. That didn't happen. No one's ever been busted at any of our rallies. And I'm telling you what, smoking dope on the courthouse steps, man, it is a liberating feeling. Because you know when it does become legal, and all the posers are out there sitting around in the, you know, in the bars when it's legal, you can look back and say, hey, I stood up for it when it wasn't, man. That's what real true patriots was. What do you think John Wayne, we know John Wayne would do. What would Patrick Henry, you know, Paul Revere, not only would they stand up, you know, and smoking marijuana, they'd be part of the marijuana militia. Because, you know, some of us out there will do more than just protest for our rights. But some of us out there that are goddamn ready to fight for our rights. Okay? And I tell you what, there ain't been no cops on my door coming to bust me. Anybody come after you, Doc? So tomorrow, 3 o'clock, you're going to be down on the courthouse steps because we're going to be smoking dope on the courthouse steps to show how ludicrous this fucking law is. We're going to have got a great speakers down there. I think Gatewood Galbraith is down there. You're going to get a hold of HempRock.com. You're going to call 684-HEMP. How many people here have friends at home? I got somebody right now, a buddy of mine I talked to, gave him the goddamn poster with all the sites on the back, and he's still, well, I'm trying to get there. It's like, get off your ass and come down here and smoke some of the dope I know you just got. He just got a quarter pound, man. Just bring it down. So, I know everybody here's got friends that say, I'm not coming down. I heard that shit. How many people heard the radio spots? We're advertising on the radio, for God's sake, right? We're advertising on the radio. It's not like we're hiding this or anything, you know?
Thanks to WLW.
WLW and 96 and there was 92. There was a different feed on each one of them, but, you know, it was great.
Willie Cunningham had the happy
I mean, they're tripping over themselves. Willie Cunningham's tripping over himself, saying he's friends with the libertarians. Shloney, man, he's right there with the legalization. Call these talk shows and keep talking it up. Tell them what happened. You know, they're more than ready for this stuff, folks. But more important, call your representatives. How many people here know your state representative? Okay, how many of you people? How many of your state representatives know you? They know me. Yeah, they know me when I call. Okay, and I'm not always that crazy, but most of the times I am. They call, they know. Okay? Not profile. I got multiple files. Absolutely, that's okay. They haven't come and got me yet. Okay? Might also have something to do with that arsenal I have. I fully believe in the Second Amendment. But what you need to do is, you know, we need to talk about it. That's why the First Amendment's here. That's why we're here. You know, we have the soapbox. We get on the soapbox. And there's a ballot box. I ran for office. I believe that participating in the system is great. But I'm telling you, the system is fucking corrupt. That's why we have the cartridge box. And that's where you put the bullets at. Okay? Our revolution was a real revolution from the mother country. We picked up guns and shot people dead. This isn't hyperbole. That wasn't political rhetoric. That was fucking real. And folks, we might get to that point now. I am all for participating in the system. I ran for office. I was on the ballot 6 times. I fully believe in the system. But you know what? I've also been doing this for a long time, folks. 21 years, you know. It might be better before, you know, some of us get too damn old and we forget we should be doing it the peaceful way. So what we can do, man, is call HempRock, 684-HEMP. Get on HempRock.com. Thank the Happy Hemptress because this costs money. This takes trouble. You know, doing this shit is unbelievable, man, to be able to do this and taking the risk for doing it. So let's give the Happy Hemptress a round of applause. Cincinnati Hustler. You know, this stuff streams on the web and live on the radio, and she's on the WVQC, the voice of Queen City, 95.3, right? 95.3, 95.7, streaming live. And this stuff gets put down as a podcast, so you can get all this stuff recorded in case you forget what we said here tonight. But the main thing is be there tomorrow, tell your friends, and come back to this kind of stuff. Hope you guys are having fun. We're going to have more parties. You got to see these guys throwing the fire outside, too. It's great. I'm Colonel Cannabis with the Reefer Rangers, the Marijuana Militia. We're here to do more than just protest for your rights. To spark up a doobie, think about Jack Herrera. You know, he's gone on to the great growing fields up in the sky, and remember, every toke that hits your lips is one that didn't get busted by the pigs. Pigs! Legalize weed! Free the weed! Free the weed! We smoke pot and we like it a lot! We smoke pot and we like it a lot! Enjoy, folks. I'm taking this one with me, guys.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Colonel Cannabis. Gary Sweeney. If you'd like to hear more out of Gary, then come on down tomorrow, down to the courthouse steps.
He will be there to lead the troops.
He thanks many of people. And speaking of people we would like to thank Cures Not Wars, Hustler, Hemptations in O'Brienville. Wow, we are simulus there. Whatever the hell that is.
It's amazing. It's amazing when you get high how you think alike.
Okay, now we can move on to the start. Okay. Right. Now we'll just say all right, we're gonna move over so we can get a little sound check here for the band coming up only by torchlight.
That's right. Stick around, we got a lot of great entertainment.
That's right, son.
When do you have Lean the Posse's coming up?
Yeah.
Who else is coming up?
Later
Mind Productions is coming up?
Modger's
Lounge is coming up.
Got
A lot of good entertainment coming. Stick around.
Got some
Get high,
pyromaniac
chill
stuff
out.
going on outside now. Smoke some jack for chat.
Some good green. Thank you.
Song goes out to Jerry Garcia and Bob Marley. All my friends are stoners, lighting up all of the time. Everybody has a mason jar. Can you guess what I put in mine? We all go to Jamaica once or twice a year to smoke big blunts with the Rasta man and drink ice cold red striped beers. All of my friends are stoners. We sit around and get fried. We're asking the president to legalize it so the whole wide world can get high. All of my friends are stoners until the day we die. When it comes to marijuana, we're the kings of the who, what, where, and why. All of my friends' parents are stoners, lawyers, teachers, bankers, and brokers. They all have ADD, so they roll up great big jokers. All of my friends are stoners. We sit around and get fried. We're asking the president to legalize it so the whole wide world can get high. All of my friends in Hollywood are laughing up at the sky. My friends in Indiana are in the cornfields getting high. We put in our tea, we put in our cake. We roll it up nice so we can get baked. We just can't seem to get our fill. We're wasting away in Marijuanaville. All of my friends are stoners. We sit around and get fried. We're asking the president to legalize it so the whole wide world can get high. Yes, all of my friends are stoners. We sit around and get fried. We're asking the president to legalize it so the whole wide world can get high. All of my friends are stoners, lighting up all of the time. Everyone has a mason jar. Can you guess what I put in mine?